Welcome back everyone, Storm Akima here and loving the high anticipated game OverWatch by Blizzard Entertainment. I finally started playing last week, so I'm not as experienced as the professionals that have been playing the beta versions that have been available to play since 2014, but I think I'm getting there. I'm catching up kind of fast, I think. First off, I bought the PC version because I finally saved pennies for a nice gaming and video editing powerhouse. The tower is set up with my entertainment center in our living room, so I have the same comfort as if playing on my Xbox or Wii U consoles. It's pretty sweet. So it's been a while since I played first-person shooter games, but when I came across my first trailer of Overwatch months ago involving Tracer and Widowmaker, I was sold. The vibrant colors, beautiful animation, and in-depth superhero-type characters are so awe-inspiring and fun, I had to find out more about it. I haven't played the beta, so it was brand new going in last week. I purchased Overwatch when it came out on May 24th, but haven't had time to play it until recently. Anywho, there are great videos on YouTube on how to play, but it's hard to filter through the tutorials that actually explain the basics, so I decided to add my own that quickly covers a basic introduction to Overwatch and how to play, mainly team dynamics and basic controls. So without further ado, let's just get to it. Overwatch is a first-person shooter game for PC, Xbox One, and PS4, consisting of complicated superhero-type characters, good and bad, that are very different from each other. There's a favorite character for everyone: ninjas, cowboys, mechas, cyborgs, robots, scientists, psychotic killers, demonic and angelic entities, gorillas, beatbox and DJs, medieval warriors, and more. You get the idea, there's so many choices. There's no story plot for gameplay, just team versus team to defend or attack a base or payload. There are epic cutscenes to check out online, just absolutely amazing artwork, so take time to see them, it's worth it. The basic premise of Overwatch reminds me a lot of Captain America's Civil War. If you haven't seen that movie yet, definitely check it out, it's fun. There's a huge futuristic war on Earth, mainly humans versus machines, with a lot of inner conflicts in the mix. Overwatch is a team of heroes meant to keep the peace. If you would like to hear an in-depth storyline, leave comments below to let me know what you think. So the biggest factor of the game is playing as a team. You can't say that enough. There are 6 members to a team. Your side is always colored blue while the opposing is red. There are 21 characters to choose from, split into 4 separate classes: offense, defense, tanks, and support. All have very important roles and work differently from one another. A big challenge and downfall for a lot of new players is not understanding the role of their selected character and working as a team. Most don't even pay attention on who is on their team and run blind into a full-on battle with guns blazing. Offense consisting of Genji, McCree, Pharah, Reaper, Soldier 76, and Tracer are heroes meant for jumping in headfirst to take on their enemies. Their attacks are destructive, causing intense damage, and their movements are fast and easy to maneuver past obstacles. The downside is their health is very low, so can die quickly, and they need to rely on their teammates to heal and protect them. Defense, consisting of Bastion, Hanzo, Junkrat, Mei, Torbjorn, and Widowmaker, are meant to protect. They move slower than offense and are not as powerful, but still pack a decent punch. There's more planning on your part to set up traps and or find a hidden area to ambush the opposing team. Jumping into a crazed battle like offense will be harder to escape damage, so even though your health bar is a bit stronger than offense, you can't get away fast enough or defend yourself as easily, making you an easier target. Try to stay behind offense, protect support, and your objective. Tanks, consisting of Diva, Reinhardt, Roadhog, Winston, and Zarya, are the muscle of the team. Usually you should have your tank character at the front lines protecting offense. Tanks tend to have shields, make massive blows, and have the most health. So don't freak out if enemies are shooting you. Stay calm, focus, and try to take them out if they're in reach. If you have a support team member, they should stay by you and regenerate your health. Some tanks have a certain type of shield to protect themselves and their team, so use that to your advantage. If done correctly, knowledgeable teammates will follow your lead and protect you as well. Support heroes consisting of Lucio, Mercy, Symmetra, and Zenyatta are the weakest but most vital members of your team. They will heal you throughout your battle and keep your fight going strong. Their attacks have low impact and health is on the lower side as well, but when they're not being attacked, their health starts to regenerate again. Without support in a professional fight, your team will most likely lose. Through experience, it happens. Support is underappreciated, but is the backbone of your team, especially a Mercy or Lucio on your side. That's just a personal observation. Take advantage of training mode. Don't restrict your knowledge to a favorite character. That will cripple you in most games. If you keep dying, change up your character. It's okay to do that. Getting familiar with many characters and maps will give you a great advantage in battle. Every map has multiple levels, pathways, and rooms to help you sneak around and surprise enemies and sometimes get to locations faster. Even if you don't care to explore and rather run directly on the main path, recognizing landmarks will have you more battle ready when others are trying to take advantage of everything else around you. In training, battling the AI is the best way to go. You play alongside other players against the game's program characters. This way is so much fun and is a good challenge for beginners. Great for learning different fighting styles and skill sets, and is the same concept and gameplay as the actual play mode. Play is fun for professionals. Everyone is a gamer with no AIs involved. Most gamers here have had much practice for months and even over a year's worth. It's extremely challenging and fun once you're experienced enough. So again, the biggest challenge with Overwatch is teamwork. New players tend to run into battle solo, acting as if they're on their own. Doing this almost always guarantees death and can be frustrating to the rest of your team. Every time you are killed, you restart in your spawning room and have to run all the way back to the battle, which can be very time consuming to the point where you miss most, if not all, of the action. While waiting for a game to start, figure out who is on your team and understand your role in the group. A friendly greeting is always nice to other players, and a nice response is always fun. That expresses ease and team awareness and motivates other players to actually care about you. And again, that's just my opinion, but I've always had good experiences with that. The voice channel, of course, is very helpful, but unless you're playing with friends, I hear many gamers express how ruthless and critical some players can be, which can ruin the whole experience for everyone. Good pointer is to be respectful to others and just try to be helpful. If not, just leave the game and join another. There's no reason to be nasty. It's just a game. A fun game, but it's just a game. Okay, again, I have the PC version, but I've been using an Xbox 360 controller since I'm very familiar with console gameplay. The controller worked well enough, but I found out quickly that using a keyboard and mouse is much more accurate and comfortable in the long run. I assumed the trigger buttons and joysticks would be easier, but aiming was so difficult, especially in constant motion. My hands started cramping up and my aiming became worse after a few games. The keyboard keeps your hand open and relaxed, while the mouse moves steady and stops dead on your mark, and is so great for headshots. When starting a game, the character selection screen will show you what map and objective you will have. Sometimes you will defend a base or payload, and other times you will have to attack and conquer. A blue trail will show you the direct way to your objective, while the red trail leads the red team. Your team has to be aware of the base or payload at all times in defend or attack modes, because your main goal is to secure the objective. Killing enemies is a fun bonus, but your team won't win the game if someone's not guarding your objective at all times. Most times, players run ahead to meet the opposing team head-on to get the most kill points and then be recognized at the end of the battle. But again, if everyone decided to do that, your objective could be compromised. No matter how successful your team can kill, if one enemy gets to your objective first, they can end up winning the battle. A base is stationary and a payload moves only when teammates are near it. One member will keep the payload moving, and up to 3 will move the payload at maximum speed. If no one is near, the payload just stops. Now let's quickly go over controls. We'll first do controllers since that's more familiar to me. In options, you can see what buttons control certain actions. And feel free to pause this part so you can study the controls, or you can just look at your own game option menu. And here are the keyboard controls. You can also change controls through options for each character if interested. Key binding isn't overly used, but can come in handy for you to handle a certain character easier, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't tried it much yet, but it's pretty neat. Alrighty then, to recap this introduction, Overwatch is pretty fast-paced, team-oriented. It's a first-person shooter game with a lot of heroes, has beautiful design, characters, and gameplay. I highly recommend it. It's totally worth the experience. If you wish to see more, please leave comments below. I'll be sure to upload more Overwatch content to make gameplay more fun for all of us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.